on vacation. I had to get that yard work out the way yesterday. Got that out the way. Good. So we gotta talk about it, guys. LTL. So I know there's gonna be a bunch of LTL drivers watching this video, and that's what I'm hoping for, because I need you guys to really help me with this question. And this is probably one of my main concerns about LTL. And so, you know, I need some of you LTL guys to give me a little clarity on LTL regarding this question. So I'm sitting back watching a video a few days ago from another truck driver. This truck driver actually has been in the game for over 30 plus years, so a lot of experience in the trucking industry, and he's actually hopped around quite a bit as well. But on some of his most recent videos, there was one video he posted where he was working for an LTL company. And then the very next video he posted working for another company, right? Wasn't doing LTL anymore. Now he's doing, you know, pretty much OTR stuff. So I'm reading the comments on that next video, and there were several people in the comments saying, wait, I'm confused. You was just doing LTL in the previous video, now you working for this other company. Like, what's going on, right? And I'll be honest, I was a little confused too. And so I watched that next video to see, you know, what he was gonna say about the LTL situation, because he wasn't, you know, responding to anybody in the comments who was asking those questions. And so I just figured, you know, maybe he may, you know, let everybody know what's going on in that video. And he did. Towards the end of the video, he pretty much, you know, said why he wasn't doing LTL anymore. And it was a couple things that he said. One of the reasons was he said he couldn't do that night driving anymore. You know, he was doing line haul, just you know, doing doubles, mean turns, and things of that nature. But he said that night driving was killing him. That's number one. And by the way, he's in his 60s. Good guy too, good guy, from what I can see, just, you know, watching his content over the years. And I don't watch his content, you know, much, but every now and then his some of his videos pop up on the, you know, on the suggested videos, and I may tune in. The night drive was killing him, but the second reason was that he said, you know, he was being sent home 2 to 3 times a week sometimes. And that's the question I got for LTL drivers, because this is something that I hear a lot when it comes to LTL drivers. And he's not the only one. I've heard this from a FedEx driver that was doing line haul at one point. I heard this from what was the other company? ABF, an ABF driver. And these aren't new drivers, these are experienced drivers that were going through some of these situations, as far as being sent home and or being at a hotel for a very long period of time waiting to get a call from dispatch. I'm talking about hours. So my question is this normal in LTL? Is that the norm? Or does that just apply to, you know, extra board drivers or new drivers, where there are some weeks where, you know, you may not work as much? Because to me, that's always kind of been my concern with doing something like LTL. When I hear, you know, a lot of drivers in the LTL space talk about, you know, not having a lot of work at times. You know, I understand it does get slow with freight. I mean, I'm in the food service space, and, you know, it gets slow at times in food service. Food service does have extra board drivers as well. Extra board drivers, for those that don't know, maybe new to trucking and never heard the term before, an extra board driver is basically someone who just, you know, fills in when you have call-offs, or filling in for when someone goes on vacation, or just, you know, whenever the manager needs you. It's basically on call. But that's just one thing that I want to know, man, when it comes to LTL, and especially in this market today. Is it a good idea to get into LTL right now if you're working for a company that you may have some seniority at? Does it make sense to make the switch and go to LTL? Like, would that make sense? Or coming into LTL, should a new driver expect that there may be some days or weeks where you may not be working? I mean, is that normal? Is that something to expect? Is that a realistic expectation for somebody getting into LTL? Particularly, I guess, if you were, you know, a new driver and, you know, you're starting at the bottom. Is that a realistic expectation to say, look, you already know if there's not a lot of work available, there's a possibility that you may not be working. To get back to this gentleman who has a YouTube channel, like I was saying, working for this LTL company, I also heard him say that there will be times where dispatch will call to let him know whether or not he was working. They would have this window, and I think the window was something like from 7 to midnight or something like that. And so he would wake up around 7-ish or 8 o'clock or something like that, waiting around for a phone call to know whether or not he was coming to work. And there will be times where he just didn't get a call. All right, guys, my bad. I'm back. I actually made it back home now, but the camera just completely shut off on me in the middle of recording. I'm using a new camera, and I didn't realize the idle timer was on, so it actually shuts off if you have the camera just idling for a certain period of time. But I cut that off now, so we should be good. But to not, you know, drag this video out too long, man, the question I have to my LTL guys out there is this: is it normal to have to wait long periods of time to get a phone call from dispatch? Does that just apply to extra board drivers, or does that same thing apply to, you know, seasoned drivers that's been there for a while? Are you guys, you know, still on call at times? Are there times where you may not work due to lack of freight, right? Are there weeks where you get a call and they say, look, we don't have anything for you? Let me know in the comments, man, because that's something that, you know, I've always been concerned about with LTL, because this is something that I've heard, you know, from different LTL drivers working for different companies. But if that does apply to a seasoned driver, you know, if the freight is slow and you don't have any work available, what's the other option? Do you guys have to work the dock? Is that an option? to get some hours in. Let me know in the comments, man. I'm pretty sure you'll help some people out there, because I'm sure there are some other people that would like to know the answer to these type of questions as it relates to LTL. Just let me know, man. I just gotta, I got a lot of questions that I want some answers to, if you guys can help me. All right, guys, look, hope you guys enjoy your week. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until the next video, I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Peace.